Melinda French Gates says she's donating $1 billion to support women and families. In a New York Times op-ed this morning, she stressed the importance of reproductive rights following the overturning of Roe v. Wade last year. She's also sponsoring a dozen $20 million grants to leaders whose work she admires, and 12 people can use the funding as they see fit. Richard B. Reeves is a recipient of one of those grants. He's the founding president of the American Institute for Boys and Men. Richard, thank you for being with us. Congratulations. I imagine your phone is going off the hook right now. Tell me what you thought when you first heard the news.
Yeah, well, thank you, Lindsay. Obviously, it's delightful. I want to congratulate all of the people that have benefited from this latest big piece of philanthropy from Melinda French Gates. But as someone working specifically on the issues of boys and men, it perhaps came as a bit more of a surprise than to some of the other recipients. But what it shows, I think, is that we're getting to a situation now where we can see gender equality as something that kind of matters for boys and men as well as for women and girls, that it's not a zero-sum game. And that in the long run, if you want a world of flourishing women and men, then you need both of us to do well. We have to rise together. And I think this is a sign that we're really moving to a more mature phase of this debate about gender equality, which has been so divisive. I see this as a real move towards a better conversation about gender.
Yeah, you scratched the surface a little bit, but tell us more about what your organization does, what you look at, like education gaps and how you address them. And I'm sure there are hundreds, if not thousands, of philanthropists who, think if I only had $20 million, this is what I could do. What is your this?
Yes, so the American Institute for Boys and Men is the first and only think tank research organization that actually does focus specifically on the issues of boys and men where the data justifies it. So, for example, we work on issues around mental health. We work on issues around education. It's very nonpartisan and research-based. Issues around work. We specifically look at the issues facing Black boys and men, because very often you'll see that many of these issues are most acute for them. And so, for example, we've seen just since 2010, a massive rise in the suicide rate among men. The suicide rate is 4 times higher among men and boys than it is among women and girls. And it's risen particularly rapidly among young men. So we now see that young men are actually at the greatest risk of losing their lives to suicide compared to any other demographic. So that's a huge problem. It's 40,000 men we're losing every year to suicide. And so that's just one example of the work that we need to do. So I'll be looking to speak to those people who are doing male-specific mental health programs. At the same time, we see men falling behind in education, boys and men. So what are we doing to kind of help boys and men flourish in the education system so that they can be better fathers, they can be better husbands? And we do see that there's now actually a bigger gender gap on college campuses than there was in the 1970s. It's the other way around now. So men are further behind women in college than women were behind men when we passed Title IX in 1972. And it's very important that this is not to be seen as in any way a zero-sum game. It's in no way to say that the progress of women isn't an absolutely unqualified good, or indeed that there isn't still a lot more work to do. As Melinda French Gates points out today, she's putting a lot of money into women's empowerment, women's access to capital, women in leadership, politics, etc. So there's still a lot more to do for women and girls. There's also a lot to do for boys and men. And I think we're getting to a point now, and this gift, I think, is a sign of this, that we can do 2 things at once. We can think 2 thoughts at once. We don't have to choose between caring about one sex or the other. We can rise together.
And such important work. And I misspoke earlier. I meant nonprofits who are just dreaming about $20 million, not philanthropists. But, a lot of French Gates donations, as we mentioned, are women's issues. You write that it might be confusing to some, but you write on Twitter that this sends a powerful and timely message that the gender equality movement can and should include boys and men. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Yes, and what I mean by that isn't just that boys and men can benefit from improvements in outcomes for women and girls. Obviously, it is good for everybody if we don't leave talent on the table, if everybody has the opportunity to rise and to be economically powerful. But it means something a bit more than that too, which is that there are now a number of gender gaps, some of which we've just talked about, Lindsay, but more broadly in the economy, in education, where actually the gender gaps are now against boys and men, where boys and men are the ones who've fallen behind. And so what I think this means is that by taking those problems seriously as well, the gender equality movement is expanding to include those issues where boys and men are the ones that are behind, rather than excluding them. And that's powerful for all kinds of reasons, not least, I would say, the message that it sends to men, not least young men, which is gender equality is also for you. This matters as well. Gender gaps in both directions matter, because absent that, I think it's been really too easy for a lot of reactionary voices to claim that gender equality is actually opposed to the interests of men. And this kind of move from Melinda French Gates and from others is demonstrating that's not true, and that we are able, in fact, to kind of care about gender gaps both ways. I think there's still a lot further to go. I'd like to see more of this kind of work, and I'd like to see more politicians and leaders taking the approach that Melinda French Gates has taken, which is to see gender equality both ways. But it's certainly a wonderful start.
Well, we look forward to seeing what you and your organization do with this money. Richard V. Reeves, congratulations. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.